Hello and welcome to my island sanctuary. 6.4 has been full of wonderful items so far, but today we're looking at some housing items for outdoor spaces that are obtainable from your island sanctuary itself. I'm not sure exactly what rank these become available, because even my alt that's ranked 10, which is still fairly low since the max rank is now 16, has access to these as well. But I thought we'd have a look at these items. So if you do know when these become available on the vendor, feel free to leave a comment and I'll pin it. We're looking at basically 6 items in this video, and I've cleared 6 items of space in our island sanctuary, because 5 of which are actually outside items. So let's go to the Seafearer Cowries and go to equipment and furnishings, and on the others tab, if we tick the show only recently added items, you'll see for 1,000 apiece there are 6 items, the first 5 of which are for our outdoor space. So first of all, we have the Island Garden Fence, which is a rudimentary wooden fence designed to complement the simple lifestyle of the Cyclades. So we're going to get one of those. Now, due to me being in the island sanctuary, I technically only need to buy one of everything, because I can duplicate it multiple times if I so wish to desire to do so. We've got the Island Parasol table. It says an understated outside table designed to complement the simple lifestyle of the Cyclades. So of course these things, as you can see, are market tradable. So that means you could technically turn your Seafearer Cowries into gil if you so wish to. Personally, I've got plenty. I only need to save a few cowries, and I plan to go ham with this anyway, so I don't mind buying a few of these. Island Wooden Chair, a modest wooden chair designed to complement the simple lifestyle of the Cyclades. We've got the Garden Creek, which is also 1,000, which is complete with running water. Its soothing, stone-bound creek is a perfect place to dip your toes on a hot summer's day. How lovely, how lovely. And then we've got the Mushroom Medley Lamp. Illuminate your garden with this 3-tiered collection of fungal furniture. That's a lot of F's in one word for 1,000. We also have the Cyclades Planter, which is an indoors furnishing. So we need to go to our FC house to show that off. So there's a tall pot featuring an even taller plant native to the Cyclades. It's unfortunate we can't place that here. So I'm still left with, what, 85k cowries? That's not too bad, quite honestly. And we're going to get more as we rank up. I'm currently ranked 13, but yes, I need to stop slacking and get grinding some of those mats. So first of all then, let's have a look at these items. We're going to use the Place Furnishing Glamour section in our lovely area. In the previous video, when I looked at the Island Sanctuary, I must make a bit of a retcon of something I said. Essentially, I said you're not able to place things outside of the hideaway's main area. That was false. In actual fact, for some reason it didn't show up earlier. I blame the servers being a bit weird today, but this didn't display earlier. So around every landmark on the tiers, you can place items. So be that here around the landmark for the Otter, or of course the top one, which I'm personally using for the windmill. No, it's the lighthouse, and then there's also this one. So if you wanted to create a nice seating area overlooking the bay, you actually can. So again, apologies for that. I genuinely didn't see it. I think the problem was I did something like this, and it doesn't show that you can place things there until you actually go down to it, and then it fades in. So that is 100% my fault. I do apologize for that. Anyway, with my apologies in tow, let's have a look at these new items. So there's 5 items for us to play with here to demonstrate. So first of all, let's start with our Island Garden Fence. You'll notice that the Island Garden Fence, the Parasol table, and the wooden chair are all dyeable, but the Creek and Mushroom Medley Lamp are not. The Planter is, but that's indoors. So let's place down a garden fence. This is what this looks like. We're going to register that to our glamour list. So even if we, put this back in our retainer, it will stay in our lovely list. Plop that down. I'm going to put snapped grid on, rotate that round and have a look at it. So it is very simple, but that's what we like to see. We don't want this to be a complicated item. Turn snapped grid off. There we go. So it's a very rustic looking fence panel with these bolts in it. A lot of people have been asking for picket fences for a long time, actually, for normal housing. So it's really nice that we finally get access to those. FC house will probably migrate to using these, because I prefer picket fences, I think, to big stone walls. They are Lalafell height, so if you want to keep your Lalafells out, that's the main reason, right? And of course, with the Island Sanctuary stuff, if I wanted to, I'd just go to the registered glamours section, and even though I've only got one of them, I can place multiple because it basically copies the item. There we go. Look, we'll just put those together, so they look pretty cool. Interchangeability then, let's see, do they snap nicely together? They look like they're designed to go together quite nicely. Let's turn snap to grid off because it's garbage. All right, let's have a look. That's pretty flush. That looks pretty good. A lot of these items can be criticized for not being put togetherable. That's a word. That's a phrase. But yeah, this one is not like that. Very nice. So yeah, if you wanted to create a nice fenced area, there we go. Let's remove that one and we'll just stick this over here somewhere for a moment. Right, next up we have the Parasol table. Let's have a look at this and we'll register that as well. So much like when you go to Costa del Sol, just to name one of the many places, or in the Mist, you might be familiar with these types of chairs and these types of tables, right? So we can place these down. These are all individual items, but you'll notice how I only owned one of the chairs. How cool is this feature? Basically just allows you to clone what you see. I really hope one day, although it would affect the market board, that we have this functionality in normal housing. It would make so much of a difference. So the table itself then comes separate from the chairs. The table has a nice coffee. There is a steam effect. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera there, coming from this beautiful black coffee. Looks delicious. I could do with one of those. And a nice book to read in the sunshine. This is supposed to be a tropical island, and every time I come to record here, either the heavens are about to open or it's foggy or overcast. So it's just the way it is. In terms of dyeability, we'll look at that in just a moment. I thought we'd look at the items first. Very cool stuff. And let's remove one of the chairs because I think I've only cleared enough space for all of the basic items. The creek then, this is what this looks like. We'll register that as well. Why not? You can get 120 registered items on this content. So the difference between this water item and the other ponds and things that you've seen before in the game is that yes, it has flowing water from a source at the top and then goes all the way down and flows. And if you listen very carefully, and if I actually have my sound effects set a bit higher, it makes a water flowing noise. How cute is that? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I really like that. Really like that. But then I'm a bit of a sucker for water features and things like that, to be perfectly honest with you. Put that down a bit more. So if you wanted to, you could get the pre-existing ones and sort of clip them together. It's going to be difficult though because they've not left a gap. It's an enclosed space. Maybe you could line a bridge up perfectly so it looks like there isn't an end to this, and you could join it up to more of the rock pool type things. Looks nice though, doesn't it? Very nice. And of course, fully jumpable. Collision detection works, and we can splash around. Can we do the splash emote in it though? That's a good question. Yes, we can. Amazing. They thought of everything. They thought of everything that I would want to think of. Right, let's go back into the housing menu and we'll have a look. Last but not least of the Island Sanctuary of viewable things is the mushroom medley lamp, and it's actually getting later in the game, Eorzea time, so this is good. Whoa, look at the size of that. That's awesome. That's actually really cool. That's probably one of the coolest items. So as you saw there, let's just remove that again for a moment. When you place this down, you see the luminosity you would see at night. So that's what it would look like glowing up, by the way, at nighttime. How cool is that? Bioluminescent, basically mushrooms. And when you place it down in the day, whoop, it turns off. Those are really cool. The one question I have with these mushrooms is, oh yes, jumping puzzle acquired. Yeah, why wouldn't it? Yeah, they thought of everything. They knew people were going to want to jump on these. They kind of look a bit like a flyy garrick, which is one of the more poisonous mushrooms, I believe, in nature. Very cool, though. I wouldn't really want to stand on this for long or sit on it. Get spores all over you. But it's a bloody huge item, isn't it? It's fantastic. Right, let's line all these together and see what we've got. Oop. So we'll put that there. We're trying to make a thumbnail with this. Put a little fence post. Here we go. Looking good. This is the weirdest picture ever in the history of humanity. Bringing these items together. Let's rotate that there. There you go. It gives you a demonstration. So that's all of the new items that you can place in outdoor spaces in one area. Looking very cool. I think most people will agree. Let's look at the dyeability of these items then. So to do dyeability in your island sanctuary, if you didn't know, there's a separate panel for that. Called Furnishing Glamours. So let's have a look at this. Let's see what they look like in different colors. So the table dyes in the wood itself, but not the pole, in multiple different colors, as you can see. Let's go first person. So nothing really changes apart from the wood around the table itself. Looks fairly decent in a range of different colors. You're going to have, unfortunately, the sail of the top of it, parasol being a different color though. But if you wanted to, you could go for, you could try and match the blue, which is probably a nice raptor blue maybe, or something like that. Looks quite nice, like seasidey. Quite like the peacock blue on that. Yeah, very cool. And presumably the chairs are the same kind of dealio. Yeah, they are. Look. So they dye exactly the same way, which is nice because you don't want them to be a different texture. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to map them together, you know, and match them. But, yeah, that looks nice, actually. Some nice furnishings. We can't dye the mushrooms, unfortunately, but we can dye the fence post. Oop. Which, yeah. Cool. Lots of woods, lots of grains, lots of exciting colours. I would love to see if somebody's going to make, like, a multicolored garden with mushrooms and bright pink fences. If you do that, please link below your your name and what server you're on, and I'll come and visit. Because yeah, I really want to see what people do with this stuff. But yeah, that's cool. Right, last stop is the FC house to show off the other item. All right, here we are in the FC house. Nice sort of light area. Let's see what this planter looks like. I'm kind of upset that we have something that can't be used in the island sanctuary added, but at the same time, you know, maybe one day they'll make it so that some of the indoors items are usable outdoors. This is a really tall plant, but also incredibly beautiful. That is really cool. Look at that. And of course, you see these in the island sanctuary growing around with a kind of these buds that glow. That looks really cool, actually, in normal light. If we turn the house lights down as well, you'll see how much of that glow. Wow, look at that. That is not the glow I expected to see, actually. I expected more of the orange, but we have those reds popping out of that. So if you want to get a nice looking plant that's red and luminescent, you do a lot worse. Different stages of brightness. So as it comes in, more of the orange comes in. Look, that's cool, isn't it? Of course, I believe this is dyeable as well, as we said before. So that's what it looks like in a variety of different colors, which just dyes the plant pot itself. So if you're trying to match this to some decor that you might have, maybe some different colors of walls and things like that. Very cool stuff. Very nice, sort of pitted porcelain sort of colors. Yeah, really cool stuff. All in all, I think these items are fantastic. I have to say, I'm surprised at how good this planter is, the Cialides planter. I thought it would be a bit, well, worse than that. But it is enormous, and you can stand on it. Anyway, much love. Hopefully you've enjoyed the 6.4 footage so far. We have more to cover, as you could probably imagine, and we've not even started like the story or anything yet. So, oh boy, I'm in for a really good time. Have a great day. Have a great 6.4, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.